Double indicator, and the Moga Pendi, a Chaladur, Dark Pendi and Nangi, the land at Wajan Nangin, Kulato, your people, Kuleng, Mitik, Yanma, I check a lumber, check along, right up in the Chetagonga, which way you go long, eh, near a young, eh, near a young, with all a man with tongue, Naga, in better pin Naga, and pick up pin Naga, baby girl Naga, and don't wood Naga, in Yaga, you double indicator Naga, in better pin Naga, and pick up pin Naga, baby girl Naga, and don't wood Naga, in Yaga, you double indicator. Get on a jam bye bye. Get on a pure jam bye bye. Get on a pure jam bye bye. Get on a pure jam bye bye. I take a good iPhone, but you go good in the rock, and you could you watch it. Can you rock? Can you kapunim? Can you rock? Please appreciate and kuship. I will take a bullet jam. Can you rock? Now you're representing Katolka.
I know you can just guess the dance to this song. Like there's only one dance to such songs, eh? It's called Naker, coming out from Matiang. Oh, Anyariol Matiang.
Anyariol Matiang, representing
this guy came from nowhere, and he just blew like
somewhere.
To somewhere. I mean, the speed is too much, like too much. Trust me, give Anyariol Matiang next year. No, 2 years. Next year, he will take over. I'm just telling you this.
Over with his beautiful, nice, and just keeping it natural.
Keeping it cultural.
Cultural, that's
it's
what
not,
I was
yes,
looking for.
Keeping it cultural, and everything is flowing the best way. And that's a very good thing. Otherwise, welcome on board. It's 18 minutes good after 7 p.m. A little bit. We got the guests right in the studios, and we're having a chat with MC Cash Awakabi. What's up, man?
Okay, what's up? How is everybody? Capital FM. I am happy to be here. Happy to be in Juba. It's an amazing city.
It's no longer the first time, because I remember there was kind of a first time, or if that was the third time.
Is this the second time or the third?
Yeah, this is the second time. Second time in the city. Yeah,
but you're already looking like a South Sudanese, man.
Yeah, it's something that I think I have to accept the fact that I am a South Sudanese. I was telling my good friend Wakil Jesh yesterday. I said, how do people accept me as a Ugandan and you as a South Sudanese? I took a photo with him and I uploaded on Facebook, and a lot of people were asking, so who is the South Sudanese?
Yeah. Because we know, apparently it's known, the height.
You are a South Sudanese.
I need to investigate my father a little more.
Yeah, some of these guys cross.
Something must have happened.
I think he crossed. Otherwise, welcome on board. Right here, this is 800 Capital FM. We're having a chat with MC Cars Wakabi, and of course, you get to know who he is, and of course, more and more. He's a comedian. I don't even need to tell you.
I think he is more than a comedian.
More than that one, we'll get to know.
More than
I don't know what you mean.
Here to know.
I don't know what you mean more than a comedian.
I don't think too far.
My brain is always 3 kilometers ahead. Otherwise, welcome on board 89.0 Capital, and it's a privilege to have you right in the studios.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys this evening, and of course with the listeners who are tuned in. Catching us live from wherever they are. Yeah, I feel happy. I feel blessed.
Well, let's start a very quick introduction. Maybe somebody's getting you for the first time,
Well, if you're getting me for the first time, I am a comedian from East Africa. I don't love to say I'm from Uganda because we already have East African Corporation. So I am a comedian from East Africa. I do stand-up comedy, and I've been doing it for quite some time.
Quite some time.
Yes,
5
quite
years,
some time.
10 years.
7 years.
Wow.
Yes, 7 years down the road, and still standing. I have a comedy show back then, where I come from, Guru, Northern Uganda. I have a comedy show called Laugh with the Wakabi Comedy Show. Stand-up platform for many other comedians around the world. Yeah. And besides comedy, what else do? I am an MC.
Okay.
Yeah.
MC
yes.
Cash, from the name itself.
Yes,
As if you started with MC.
No.
Oh, as a DJ. People can start from nowhere, like from anywhere, I mean.
Yes. Okay, some of the things, let me tell you, talent builds on the other. Like today you guys are on radio and you're streaming live. The next time a TV steps up, you're not new to it.
You never know, maybe a comedian.
You're already one step ahead. You stay closer to me many more years, you're a comedian in the next few years to come. Yeah, so those are basically the two things that I've been doing. Yeah.
Until now, you're still doing that.
I am doing
the
it.
MCing.
Basically, MCing is my part-time job. I am a full-time comedian.
Full-time
part-time
comedian.
MC, yes.
Full-time comedian.
Yes.
This is a real job, eh?
Yes. It is
So
a
it
job.
was comedy first and then MC.
Though it was MC first and then comedy.
Let's talk about how this thing all started.
My first love was to do comedy, but where I came from, we didn't have any platform for comedians to showcase their talent of comedy. And so the only avenue available for me was to take up the MCing bit, which I took until a point where I told myself, I said, yo, listen, if you don't create a platform for people to exercise their talent in comedy, no one is going to do that. So even me myself, I wasn't going to practice my talent of comedy because there was no platform. Basically, it was music shows, and all that. So all these other functions, if you mention a comedian, people see them like, no, it's not like
They
important. It's not valuable to the program. So I had to stand up and create a platform for myself. That's why the name is Laugh with the Wakabi. Basically, it was for me alone. I just wanted a platform where I would call a few friends and those who love comedy on a Friday evening to come laugh for 1 hour and they leave. So the idea was simple. You come and you laugh with the Wakabi. The Wakabi is me.
I can just imagine, from the start, you telling us where it was very hard for a platform to exercise the talent of comedy, and then you started Laugh with the Wakabi, and I just want to have a picture of how the start was.
Damn, I still recall. That was one of the hardest moments of my life. I remember the first Laugh with the Wakabi, the first show.
Yeah.
I had 17 people in the audience.
17.
Lord.
Yes, it was 17 people in the audience. 9 of them were my friends, close friends, who just came not because they loved comedy. They came because they wanted me to see them around.
Now the 8th.
And then the 8 people consisted of, I remember there were 2 people who didn't understand my language.
Yeah.
They were Banyankoles. 2 of them were in the audience. I don't know how they reached there, but I saw them in the audience. And then the owner of the place came with 2 other people.
2 other people,
Yes. So basically, it was board of friends coming together and they say, okay, let's see what this boy has to offer for us. And they were paying 5,000 Uganda shillings.
Yeah.
Which could not even match the expense of the show because there was hiring the small venue.
Yeah.
There was hiring the music system. The comedian was free. That was
He was not paid.
Yeah, so it was a tough start, but every time I look back then and I see like, wow, this was my blessing.
How is it right now?
It is the biggest comedy show right now in the entire northern Uganda. I would even say...
So you were the first person?
Yes, I was the first person, the first comedian. It was just me and the DJ.
Uganda.
People came, sat down, and then I blew up for 1 hour and they left. That was the end of the show. And they asked me, is it going to be there again next week? I said, yes. What will you do? I said something new from what I did today.
And I'm sure you were looking for jokes.
Yes. It became hard because I had just a collection of jokes in my mind back then. And so knowing that the show was next week again, it put me on a lot of pressure to think about something new that I could tell, because I imagine it would be the same people coming back again. And so I can't tell them the same thing that I told them last week.
You know, talking about this, how do the ideas come? Like, how do you put these ideas together, the jokes?
In the initial beginning, it was basically imaginations and things I would see around, and then I think this is funny, this is not funny, and I would write them down a little bit and just go freestyle on stage.
Was it not your friend's idea? Because some comedians, they just identify them within a group sitting, and you make them laugh, and they'll be like, hey, push for this.
No, I think my life, I used to stay around borders. And those people have the craziest jazz you can ever listen to. When they are free in their stage and they are jazzing, you get all sorts of funny things. Somebody tells you how he has been taking... Yes. So you be there. All you need to do is just start a topic that is funny. They will laugh and they start throwing in their own. And so you capture, and you go and modify and make it your own. So basically that was it for me in the beginning. But when the show kept on growing, and I noticed that I needed to professionalize what I was doing, I started building up a team that I come out with ideas, they come out with ideas. We sit down one evening and we digest all these different ideas, write them down, and then I go back for a day, I practice them up, I add on what I want to add on, and then I come back to them and I present before it is tested on stage. So that has been the process all through until now.
How is it easy to convert these ideas into jokes?
It is hard. It's very hard because one, you have to look at it from the other side of the story. You don't look at it plain like this. Like I love making jokes about radio presenters. Any other person would just see and say, oh, radio presenters. There's really nothing funny for a common man about a radio presenter. But me, I would see the other side of it. Like right now, they're listening to us. They don't know how we are in the studio.
Don't tell me.
Who knows? Maybe we're even bare chested, you get. So,
well, for those ones who are watching us live, at least they know how we are.
Yeah.
He's bald head, I can just tell you that. Anyway, for those ones who are not watching.
Somebody out there might be imagining that I'm very fat. They might be imagining a lot of things.
Very short.
And the reality is different. So this is how comedy works. You always have to look at things from the other side of the coin, not how any other person would see. Yes.
What was that moment, that stepping stone, that event that blew you up to the world?
When was that? I
7 years and you're forgetting.
I've just had a lot of moments in my life, and I do a lot of traveling.
That first moment where you felt
the first moment that really sold me out in the entire Uganda was when I was invited to perform at Comedy Store, and it was my first time. Meanwhile, in Uganda, Comedy Store is known for Luganda audience who don't speak English. So if you speak English and you're invited on that stage, just know it is a death case. Yes.
How did you manage?
So I get to Kampala, and out of panic, I'm like, call a few friends and who've been at the show, let them just share with you their experience. So I called Dr. Ilari, I called Salvador, I called Teacher Pamire, and they're all telling me, man, if you do English, that show is not easy. But you just have to go. If it's dying on stage, just go and die and get back home peacefully. They'll still pay you your money. So for me, in my mind, I'm like, no, I have to kill this show. So I thought of all ideas that could work for me, and I called Pablo. I said, what normally do people there love so much on the show? Pablo told me those people love actions. Yes, so I had my two crazy jokes, and I've had one action to show. And the two crazy jokes, I banged them at first. People paid attention to me. Yes, they paid attention. It was really funny, but nobody laughed. They just paid attention. Then the second joke, as I was banging, people started giving me money. The VIPs, because the VIPs are always people who understand English. Every time I would open my mouth to say something, somebody raises and gives me money. So it disorganized my second story. Then I'm like, okay, let me head to action. And the action, what I had done was, I wanted something that would just make people remember me all at once. I had carried cassava. You know where I come from. Northern Uganda, cassava is highly treasured and it's known for cassava. So I carried cassava and OD. I packed it very well. Me and Alex, we all have bald head, the host of comedy show, yeah. So,
Alex Mwangi.
yes, so I told him, I said, Alex, my mother sent me and said, I have a lost cousin in Kampala. And if I get here, the only identity, if I step on stage, I should look at my back. I'm going to see a backdrop with somebody who has a bald head exactly like mine. Immediately I see that person, I should know that's my brother. So I was wearing a cap. I removed my cap. People saw my head. And then I asked them to look at the one behind me. It was Alex. And they started laughing. So I told him, I said, so mommy sent me with a gift, and this gift is here. I want you to just open and take it, yes. So he was very excited. He opened.
Cassava.
Only to think it was cassava and it was a D. So people laughed, and then that was my first step. And that video, I think, got close to even 1 million views on YouTube on the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
So people started following me up from then. I got frequent call to go back and perform at Comedy Store. The other shows within Kampala started. And you know, from Kampala now you move to the regions. I had all the countries nearby. Then doors open to Rwanda, Kenya. I've been performing. And also came home here twice, you know. Still have other plans. Supposed to go to Nigeria in January. Yes, I have Accra, Ghana. And then I also have Zambia in March.
Well, before we get deeper into these plans, how about, and of course, why comedy of all the things you could do? I mean, is comedy something you can just feel like I'm gonna do this? Why this?
So, well, I did public administration in Uganda, and I have a degree in public administration. I graduated in 2015.
Yeah.
I looked for office job that I wanted for 3 good years. Every interview I get into, I get somebody who knows me and they ask me, Cash, what are you looking for here?
So they feel like you don't need a job, you're already employed.
Yes, they just feel like I was in the wrong place. And that thing kept on hurting me, and I would ask myself, like, what's wrong with me sitting in the office and working? So one day I sat and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not fit for the other side. Maybe I am fit to be where I am right now. Because by then, when I was graduate, I was already a popular face. I was already a very famous person in town, and then I just started realizing, like, okay, sometimes you study this, but what you have to do is what the talent provides. And I said, okay, if that's it, let me just focus on this road of talent. I see where it leads me. And then it was from that moment that I realized that my full-time job was the talent, which I needed not to play with.
So now, how about the degree? Well,
the degree is lying at home. maybe someday, but also where I've reached, I don't see myself working in an office. I don't need it. I don't want it. I can no longer handle waking up at. I can no longer handle waking up at 6 in the morning and coming to sit somewhere up to 5 p.m. and going back. My life has just changed totally. I think 3/4 of my life now makes me wake up at the time I want and then do the things I want to do at my own time and rest at the time I want to rest. I am used to a life of nobody questioning me. Why haven't you done this? The job I do is little more self-reliant. You push yourself to do things. And maybe because you have a management. Like for me, I have managers. So my managers just do the job of reminding me of the things I need to do. And which is not like pressure, like your boss telling you, submit this report at this time, it's not that.
Yeah. Now, coming from a background that judges a lot, like, for example, you looking for a job and somebody is asking you why you're here. I mean, do people think you are totally, when do they know you're serious? Like, Cash is serious. Do you take every moment as a comedy?
That's the hardest part that I am still learning to accept.
They have not taken you serious.
Nobody takes me serious. From job to relationship. I've ever told you there's a woman that I really loved and I wanted so badly. But when I gave her my number, she saved my number as a funny guy.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like people see you and maybe this guy is funny. It's funny.
It's joking.
Yes, nobody takes you serious, man. So sometimes even when I change my face to a face that I think is serious, it's still funny to people.
They think it's a joke.
No.
So if you tell somebody there's a snake close to you, they will not even run.
Maybe when they see me running from a distance and I shout it is about to bite you, which other people will still say you are funny until when they hear.
Okay. And that's a very good one. If you're just joining us, that's MC Cass OAKB right here on 89.0 Capital FM. Around to 22 minutes to the top of the hour. We're just having a chat, getting to know who he is, and of course, watching us live on the Facebook page. You can share and like, and of course, enjoy the fun right here on Capital. And I've seen you being nominated in a few, awards. I think this year is been a blessing to you. Maybe you can mention to us what awards and what category.
I've won a couple of awards before. I won a couple, I think about 6-7 different awards
from start,
MC.
like from 2000.
Yeah,
no, including MC.
Yes, in my house I have about 13 different awards. I have 2 for comedy. I've won Comedy Store Awards back to back 2 times, from 2020, 2021, 22. No, 2020, 21, 22.
Yeah.
And then now we have 23 as nominated. Tonight it's happening in Kampala. I was invited for the award ceremony, but I told them I'm on international duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not able to attend. My manager has traveled. Yeah, so manager will probably pick it up if we win. Inshallah. But if we don't win, also it's okay. There's always knocking the door time and again and trying. Yeah. And I've also received other recognition. I've been, where I come from, I was recognized by the city mayor among as one of the most hardworking and inspiring youth. Yeah. They always have an annual conference where they recognize the boys doing big things in the city. There are people handling plastic, people in the entertainment and other parts like that. So I got that recognition, which was something big to me, because for the entire city to see your effort and then, put a prize or at least award you for the thing you're doing, it means you're really doing something big. Yeah.
So is comedy paying enough?
Every job pays according to how you treat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is a professional business. It's something that I'm doing for life, so I treat it with a lot of care, a lot of professionalism, and therefore at the end of the day it has to pay. Yeah.
No matter what.
Yes.
Wow, this is amazing. So just asking a little bit about the awards that you have been receiving. Does it come with some amount?
Some awards come with money, some don't come with money. BET award doesn't come with money.
Recognition.
But when they give you that accolade and you bring it home, oh my God.
That's enough.
Yeah, so I think most of the national awards don't come with money, but the local awards within the city where I come from, Guru, they've been coming with money. Yeah.
Well, that's a very, very good thing right there. And we are now counting at least a lot of awards might be coming on your way. Yeah. And what are the plans? Like, what new plans do you have? You've had this show, like this year in Juba twice. A difference of, You were here in September.
Yeah, I was here in September.
Yeah.
And December I'm back.
December you're back.
To me, it all means love. It means Juba is appreciating what I bring on the table. They're appreciating the talent.
Yeah.
And it also means that Juba has love.
I just want you to describe that moment of a stand-up comedy in Juba, like for the first time.
I think the first time I would just say it was wow. It was an awesome moment.
Yeah.
I think I would say that was a landmark for me. Because one, I'd never been to Juba before. I just had a lot of things that people say about Juba, you know. I had a lot of things about, you know, the fans and how they react and all that. So it was from that moment that I got to conclude that never come to conclusion before you've had an experience of something. Because honestly speaking, my experience in Juba is totally uncomparable to any other thing that I had. It's a different experience altogether. What I see is love. What I see is happy people, people who are willing to listen to you, pick your stories and understand it, and then when the right time comes they laugh. It means they're really good comedy lovers, which is what any other person would want. Yes, and I also appreciate the fact that Juba has a lot of languages. People speak Arabic, people speak English, people speak many languages. But when you're doing English, everybody pays attention and they still listen and they laugh, which is a very good thing. Uganda comedy scene has been affected by Luganda highly. About 3/4 of the towns in Uganda, you need to do comedy in Luganda, which to me is not the standard. The standard is English, because you're looking at people beyond just your country. So that's why I transformed my comedy show back then from the local comedy show to something that would suit whoever comes to the show. My show is 70% English and 30% local. So I've had comedians like Clint gave me a testimony when he has performed at Comedy Store before, but when he came to my show and he had this experience, he said, I think if I ever have a chance of coming to Uganda, I would want to just come and perform in northern Uganda. Why? Because we build a fan base of people who understand English, love English, they love comedy, and they understand it well in English. Yeah. Which is the same thing as what I've seen in Juba here.
Do you know some Arabic?
I know Shukran, I know Tal, I know Zol Kabir.
I know Tal. Whoever told you Tal, I don't know what he was trying to put you into anyway.
He said he's calm.
Calm.
He's just coming, so.
Calm. Who calm?
I see you're not in mind.
Well, a very good one right there. And of course, I just want you to have give us a picture of, general comedy in Uganda. You've learned a little bit of, how comedy is done, how South Sudan comedy environment is. What do you think is the difference, right, at this moment?
I think one, what I notice here, you guys don't have a lot of comedians. I would say, because the ones I've met Jesh, very good comedian that I admire, but I feel bad every time I hear him doing comedy in Arabic. Yeah, because that is limiting his talent to strictly Juba and maybe places where Arabic is understood. He's a great talent. If he could basically stick to English, I feel like he's ready for the African market. And I've seen Lawrence, Chinese ambassador, doing his thing. The boys are coming up. I've seen Fly. There's Sultan, Kimo. There's comedian Sam. Who else? Lawrence. Yeah, basically those. And so I think what I've seen, how this is from the bottom of my heart. I've also from a distance been studying the musical scene of South Sudan. I feel like there's a lot of tensions here and there, which is not good for the industry. the beef here and there is good for well-developed industry.
Yeah.
But if it's up and growing, it kills a lot of things. One, kills the fan base itself, because the fans start to see like, oh, Ricky hates cash.
Yeah.
So they start to take sides. Yet in the initial beginning, maybe they love both of us together and they support all of us. So they start to take sides. And also there are some people who don't understand that this beef are just basically beef for music. So they take it personal. You meet me on the street, you ask your boys to beat me up. The next time I also go mobilize my boys and beat you up. So we are lacking the unity and the cooperation that could have been there between us. And two, I think a lot of great development. Bigger shows don't come to places that shows a lot of tensions. There are big companies that do shows. Like I've seen back in Uganda, there are towns that every time they're taking a show, you hear boycott. So companies have started boycotting those towns because companies love things that are clean. Yeah. They want to, like, for instance, I would give Oktoberfest. Yeah. If the company is bringing it to here, they don't want to see those kind of beef, those tensions and all that. So if they try it here and they see the tension is ish,
like the person they want to bring to perform behind him, there's this kind of beefs.
So they want to do it. They'll skip South Sudan and say, let's do it in Uganda. Yeah. Or because those people are welcoming, let's do. So what does the country lose if the things are not brought here? One, some of this entertainment that comes to town is employment for the youth. Yeah. There are people who are going to be employed as bouncers. Let's leave alone the artists. There are people who are going to be employed as stage builders. Yeah. There are people who are going to do vending, like people who come sell things at the venue. The venue itself has people that work around, cleaners, what. So all
that's
those
already
people,
employed.
Yes, all those people are going to be denied chances of getting money. Yeah. And then two, you'd also believe that when the deal is coming from abroad, somehow the money is a little bigger than what Ricky would call me here and say, gosh, come through, do this for me. Yeah. So it means if the other one is not coming, I'm also limited via earning, which is a challenge to growth, because for you to put up nice videos, put up nice songs out there, audios, you need to spend money on production. You need to spend enough money on videos so you can compete with the market. Yes. So with us in the comedy line, my prayers is I wish my brothers here could develop a high spirit of cooperation, where they even get together and build their jokes together. Maybe on an evening, you just call okay, Lawrence, Kimo, all those boys, and say, oh, let's sit down. I build my content with you. You give me the funny part of it. She gives me, like that. That kind
like
of
in
unity.
The comedy, does everyone own a joke? Like, this is my joke?
Yes.
Nobody can say it.
We own jokes. Honestly, if you are a comedian who copy people's jokes, you're not a comedian. You're in a wrong place. Because these are mind-built jokes. You build them from your mind. Even if you copy it, Ricky, I can tell you a joke, but you won't deliver it the same way I, the owner, will deliver. So, which I also move around telling people, let's refrain from copying things, especially in the comedy world.
And in the comedy, it looks more than any other way, like copying jokes.
Yes, I've been to Rwanda, and then I had one of the duos doing a joke that was done by the duos in Uganda. So people actually think because you live in Juba, if you copy my jokes, I am not going to know. But the world has changed. There's social media, there's YouTube everywhere. As you're performing, someone is streaming live on his page, copying all that. It won't take you far, because you will reach a point where your mind is depleted and all you think about is copying. And you can't copy for long, you know that. Even in school at exams, you would copy maybe SST where it reaches mathematics.
No copy.
There's no copying, my friend. There is you dealing with what you have in your mind. So that happens. And if there's any comedian out there, my humble appeal is build your own jokes. do not mind. Sometimes these jokes you build are not as funny as you think, but the more you continue doing something, your mind gets tuned to getting more funnier things that makes you a great person in what you do.
And by the way, talking about funny jokes, if you crack a joke and people are not reacting to it, like not laughing, what do you do?
It happens. It happens. Sometimes it's either you who is not funny or it is the people who have bigger problems than your jokes. Another thing would also be, that one in comedy, we call it dying on stage.
Oh, okay.
It happens due to a lot of reasons. One, probably maybe your mind wasn't fully ready for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, comedy is meanwhile 100% mind.
But how do you know
work.
a joke if you narrate it to yourself it's funny, but to the other person, how do you think it's funny to the other person?
Have you ever sat down and you
Laugh alone.
You laugh alone.
But how do you
But
think
sometimes
it's also funny to the other person?
you
Are
laugh
you a
alone.
human being? Let me ask you a simple question. Are you a human being?
Yes.
So what is funny to you 100%, at
funny
least
to
to
the
any
other
other
human.
person, it will be about 60% funny.
But
Now, it
guys, there
depends
are
on your
moments,
delivery.
yes, depends on the delivery. I think that will be the point you're going to cut me off later.
Yeah.
Because imagine if you laugh at that joke, that inner joke, and then you try to tell somebody they're not laughing. It's funny. Why are you not laughing?
So here's the thing. The reason why it's called a comedy show, a joke I'll tell you outside here, you might not even laugh because you're not at the show. Your mind, because like I said, comedy is 100% mind work. Your mind is not tuned to what I'm delivering to you right now. You listen to it, and probably because your mind is preoccupied, you won't find it interesting.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But if you're at the show, you know, I have come for a comedy show, I've come to laugh. Okay? No, that's the mindset that you already have while seated inside that hall.
I'm getting this ticket to
And
laugh.
Yes. So whatever I punch into your mind
laugh.
automatically pushes you to laugh. But if it is not funny, you'll just hear a small laugh. You get?
Well, a very good one, right? Yeah.
But as a comedian, if you ever tell a joke, and like for me, I actually cry. If I get on stage, I bang 3 jokes and people don't laugh, I cry. It pains me. I feel like I've failed at that moment. Yes, I feel like today was worse. I have ever met Lois Ogola from South Africa. He was performing in Kampala and he went on stage a little late. A comedy show, there are things that are advisable for the fans and things that are not advisable. One, fans are not supposed to drink alcohol. Yes, it's supposed to be popcorn and juice or soda or water.
Those sweet things.
So people bought tables, on the tables and wines, Uganda Wareji, what, Jameson. So they put him last as the main guest, just like me yesterday. They put him last as the main guest. People are taking their things. You are talking there. This one is here busy vibing. This one is getting numbers. The other one is drunk. He's shouting, "Oh, what are you doing there?" But the guy performed for 20 minutes and there was barely a laugh in the audience. He dropped the mic and went backstage. I followed him and I got him shedding tears. He was mad at himself. I told him, I said, yo, bro, it's not your problem.
It wasn't his fault.
You are actually very funny. It wasn't your problem. They put you late and they put you at the wrong time. The audience there is not your audience by then. The time you stepped on stage, they were already in a different world. Probably what would have worked was music because at that time when somebody is drunk, any song is my song.
That's my song.
Have you ever been to a bar at 3? They bang a song.
Any song.
And any song, whether Latino, you just, that's my song. Like the excitement is for music, it's not now for words.
Even if it's a heartbreak song.
Listen, have you ever been to an event and then at a particular point you feel like the MC is over talking? Especially when they have brought food already. Yeah. Like you're saying food.
Yeah.
Their mind has shifted from listening to the MC to food which you are seeing. And the MC is still telling you, we have 7 more programs on the list. He's telling you, recognizing people. There's a way your mind just shifts and you want to shout and say, food is ready. What is wrong with you? So...
Well, coming down to 4 minutes, being somebody who has brought up comedy from zero to the level it is right now, more especially in northern Uganda, what are you hoping to do? I mean, like, because there are a lot of people inspired by you already, lots of comedians, and a lot of things, I mean, are happening down there.
Amidst the things I want to do is, I was sharing with my brother MC Lumix earlier on in the day. I feel like we need to open more doors for fellow comedians who are here. I want to open a platform of unity where we have access for comedians from South Sudan not for them to focus only on the market here. I want them to open the other side. They get new fan base. I want the ones I met in Rwanda to open up. They get new fan base in North. And then the ones in Kenya. So by so doing, when we all meet in Uganda, you also get to know new faces. If you have a show in Rwanda, you can call this one you met from South Sudan to come to your show. This one you met from Kenya to come to your show. So meaning the bigger deal is we're building a very solid foundation and a wide base of comedians around the region. Nigeria has won us a little bit. Why? Because they create platforms for each other. Today I have a show I call Ricky from South Sudan. I call my brother in Rwanda is called this guy of Sek. Okay, I'm forgetting the name. So you call all these different people from the different corners, okay?
Put them together.
They come to your show. And then when this other one also has Tricky in Kenya, he calls the rest of us, we go. The bigger goal is we are achieving all together. Okay, we are moving places.
And that's bringing all the fans of these people together.
Exactly. So your fan gets to become my fan. My fan gets to become your fan. And the bigger goal is you're achieving by... Also, you know, people judge progress by travels lately. Yes. You can't tell me you're a big artist, a big comedian in South Sudan, yet you've never gone out of Juba.
No, I mean like...
you've never even performed in here.
Out of Juba.
Like you don't have a passport.
You don't have a passport.
Yeah.
How do we call you big? How really? Okay, you're even going far. You don't have a smartphone. A smartphone. You are saying you're the biggest comedian. You don't have just a smartphone to see the other one. That does
mean you are totally not doing something.
Yeah, I think a lot still needs to be done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot needs to be done.
And
it's just not me. It's us. It's us to do this.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Put a little more effort, concentrate on what we are doing as comedians, collaborate, cooperate more, connect more, and also people always have this problem. You see, I am a person who loves asking for help. Yeah, if something defeats me, Ricky, and you in a better position to help me, I'm always on your neck calling you, yo man, I've been writing these jokes, but it's not coming.
I think that is what is most of comedians are lacking.
Yes, because other people feel like when they call you and they ask you for this,
they feel it's a weakness.
Yes, but to me, it's not. It's just something that we all have to accept. That we can't do everything, but there are people who can help us do some things and make us big. Yeah.
Have you ever been signed by any company as a brand ambassador?
Yes, I have been signed by Uganda Warigi.
Wow.
In Uganda. I am the brand ambassador Uganda Warigi. That was last year to this.
Tell us more.
Have you tested?
I drink for a living, man. What kind of question is that? I drink, I supply.
People need to know that.
Yeah.
This since the MC.
I'm a drunkard. I drink for a living because I'm paid to drink. I'm on billboard because of drinking. So just that I drink responsibly.
I mean, maybe that's even the reason why you won the deal to be a brand ambassador.
You accepted.
Maybe somebody has been following you.
All right. Honestly
closely.
speaking, I wasn't drinking before I got that deal. I used to take Pepsi before I got that deal. Immediately I signed that deal, I enrolled myself into
Because
drinking.
is that the condition or what?
It wasn't a condition, but how would you
You're
influence
staying close
people?
to.
Listen, how would you influence people to drink Uganda Wariji when you don't drink it? How? Like tell me, I'm telling you, Vichy, Uganda Wariji is good and I am sipping Pepsi. It is like I'm pushing you to hell as I'm walking to heaven. You understand?
We go to hell together.
Yeah, so the thing is I had to start drinking, but I drink responsibly. There are things I don't do. I don't drink before stage. I drink after stage. I don't drink on a daily. I drink at a convenient time when my mind really wants it. Yes, and I don't drink too much. I drink with water.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this kind of a drinker.
And I also eat food. I don't joke with food. Before drinking, food first, alcohol and water.
Amazing.
Serious drinker. This one is not joking.
Okay, being a brand ambassador, you must portray all what it takes to be a brand ambassador. If it means carrying the Uganda Warrior.
Actually, for me, that was the biggest, I would even say the biggest endorsement in my life, my entire career, because when we signed that deal, the money was good, the supply of the Nini was constant, but above all, they put me in 170 billboards in Uganda.
Wow.
So this is a poor boy from northern Uganda who has never had a dream of even being. I had never seen myself that fast on a billboard. And everywhere you're going, people are calling, yo, I'm seeing you in Barara here with Yoka Spirit. I'm like, drink the spirit, it's good. Hey, I'm seeing you in... There was one of the weirdest moment I can't forget. So I did have a car. I was using a border to go to town. And the border sees my photo on the billboard and he looks at me again. He turns to the billboard and he says, hey, why? That guy on the billboard looks like you. I said, man, this guy has brought me problems. Everyone thinks it is me. I need to investigate him.
He didn't know he was carrying the same person on the billboard.
He was carrying me, and I just couldn't tell him I am the one, you know. You know, borders in Kampala, the price would even change meanwhile.
Because they are carrying an asset.
You are on the billboard,
you want to pay 1,000. Well,
and this brings us to 3 minutes past the hour of 8, and this is our last hour of the Xtreme Showdown, and we are still having the Owaka beer in the studio right here. And in case you're outside there, you want to make some love, you want to take him for your birthday tonight, he is right away here. You can call on the number 0922 890-890 or 0911-890-890.
Don't call to request for a song. We are for a talk show. You know, I worked at the radio sometimes back, and one of the craziest thing was you'd be in a program very serious, and somebody was not been listening to the radio. Just because, hey, hello, Ricky. Capital. You people, you play for me some song. You're like, no, we are for a political talk. Hey, we are talking politics.
What is the topic?
There's no problem. You can first to play the music, then you get back to politics.
Well, it happens right there. Of course, MC Cass Wakabi right in the studios, and I've got some friends of ours who are watching us live on the Facebook page. We have Jopel C. He's saying nice to have you in Juba, South Sudan, and Kara Michael Francis is saying Michael from Juba. MC Cass have inspired me a lot, even if I did not see him physically, but I like how he raised laugh with Wakabi and promote comedy in northern Uganda.
Shukran.
This is coming down from Akira Michael. And Lokuju David Loki Ronnie. Welcome to Juba Wakabi, watching live from Juba Town. Yes, if you're watching us live on the Facebook page, thank you very much. You can also call us on 0922-890-890. Ask any question you'd love to ask Wakabi right in the studios. Anything you want to know about MC Kaz and how easy comedy is. He might be inspiring you. The thing with comedy is, you have different jokes for different events.
Yeah. So the funny thing with comedy is, even as a comedian, it's hard for you to repeat jokes. Why? Because you assume you're meeting new people.
Yeah.
Yet it is some of them have been
Already
to your shows
got your
before.
jokes somewhere.
So if you drop the same jokes, they get demoralized. They're like,
We're having someone in the line. Capital, good evening.
Yes, hello.
Yes, hello. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yes, who are we talking to?
It's John from Jebel.
John from Jebel. Welcome.
Yeah. How are you?
We are very great. Oh,
Okay.
okay. We are very good.
Well,
Thank you
John,
for checking
John,
us.
if you thought we are suffering, we are okay. We are very good. Thank you for checking on us.
Well, I mean, it's back to the discussion. Before we get there, I want to know the most difficult part about the comedy. Let me come back. Yes, Capital, good evening.
Good evening.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Welcome on board.
Oh, thank you. My name is Richard. It's the pretty ladies one.
Huh?
Richard.
Oh, Richard. Welcome on board, sir.
Hey, my name is Sweetheart. It's the pretty
Sweetheart,
lady.
hey.
You see, that's what the reason why I say,
Sweetheart, but now it is hard for me to call your name, because if I was in Uganda by now, I would be going to police.
Yeah, that is it. That's what I'm saying. To the pretty ladies one, you know,
To the
the-
pretty ladies.
Yeah, the disclaimer. I didn't
Man,
hear.
help us.
Yes, go ahead, sweetheart.
how's the studio?
The studio is so good.
Oh, that's great. So I was like trying to inquire from him. So like for how long did you do your comedy? How did you just start from the blue, or you had some stuff you had to study about? So you had for some call.
No, comedy is a process, bro. You don't just start out of the blue. I think I made mention that this started about 7 years ago. Yes, it started about 7 years ago, and it was really a slow process. My first show had an audience of 17 people. 9 were my friends. 8 got themselves, I think, through my friends and the owner of the venue. So until then, I kept on pushing slowly with friends, built a team that we would work on my content together, and that's where I've reached right now.
Oh, that's great. So even me, I was planning to be a comedian because I used to make girls laugh only, and now I'm trying to make.
Bro, if you are talking about girls, do you have money? Because girls, if you have money, they just laugh at
You're
everything
funny.
you say.
As long as you have money.
That's what I'm trying to mean. As now I want to also become a comedian, so I want to learn more. So it means since you're saying that you'll start the association.
So the learning is a process. One, start by attending comedy shows, okay? And when you attend comedy shows, be keen enough to see what comedians do on stage, how they deliver their jokes, the reactions of the audience, and all that. And then you start writing your jokes, okay? You need to be a good listener and a good observer.
Okay.
Yes, because it's from what you listen sometimes that you get what to talk about.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much, sweetheart.
Okay.
And yes, we are having yet another caller. Capital, good evening. Hey, good evening. How are you? Please
Longing
respond.
to hear this voice.
Divine.
Yes, Divine.
Divine.
How are you guys doing?
Divine, we are fine.
I'm here to warn you guys in the studio. You're reading the number too fast.
Please, Ricky, reduce the speed. If you were a traffic police officer, you would have arrested them for overspeeding.
So Divine, you first got the 5 numbers, and you wrote somewhere, and then you waited for another 5.
You see, I was writing just, and again, it just today I'm just lucky.
Welcome
I
on
just
board
want to say
anyway.
hi.
Oh, thank you, Divine. Thank you for.
We are the
blessing that
Ugandans, man. I just want to say to my Uganda here.
call.
Say hi to him.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's a Ugandan there that wants me to say hi.
Yeah.
Please just let me say hi to him.
Okay, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good.
Happy to hear you. How is life abroad here?
Life is good. And Uganda?
Uganda, we left it just the same way you left. They are still beating Bobby White. Nothing has changed.
Well, coming down to already, yes, we're talking about 11 minutes into 8 p.m. Thank you very much for following up this show. Thank you very much for being part of this lovely show. MC Cuts Walker me right in the studios. Just a little chat. Let's pick another one or two callers so we can call it a night. Yes, Capital, good evening.
Good evening.
Mm-hmm. How are you?
Good.
Welcome on board.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Who are we talking to?
You are talking to Habiba.
Habibi.
Cash.
Did you say
Cash.
They say you
Habibi?
personal now.
You just call Habib.
Hey, Habi.
Yeah.
Also, Habibi, no problem.
Habib, no problem. Habib, no problem.
Okay.
Eh?
It's a green line. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just happy to hear this comedian.
Thank you, Habibi.
The way he's talking, that is really comedian. But the thing which I just be shocked that some comedians they are using this, they doesn't have a smartphone. I'm really shocked.
It is a normal world, you know. Not everybody is in the same level.
Are you shocked?
Yeah.
Habibi, you want to sponsor people with Casimo smartphones? Comedians.
No, you know that if you are a comedian, people can come at your show. Now, how come that you are using a smartphone? It is very hard.
You can donate.
It is not a bad behavior for you to support your favorite comedian with a smartphone if you see one using this cartouche.
You know Chibriti?
Yes, I know it.
It was the best phone.
Okay.
If you didn't have it by that time, you had problems.
Okay.
But right now, those things have changed.
Okay. Now, secondly, you said that you have worked in stations. Which station? In Kampala.
I worked in a radio station in Guru called Choice FM, not Kampala. Oh, Kampala. I also worked at Record FM.
Okay.
Yes, I worked at Record FM.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is good. Thank you.
Thank you, Habibi.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome to South Sudan.
Shukran.
Shukran,
fun.
Habibi.
Okay, bye.
All right. That's Habibi. Let's have the last caller so we can call it in. And otherwise, we are out of time right here. 0922890890.
You are reading the number
I
too
was
fast.
reading so fast. Like
The traffic officer just warned you. Can't you go slow?
Capital, good evening. Yeah, Ude.
Yeah, though.
Yeah, do.
Congratulations to our Nigerian man.
Eh?
Congratulations to you too.
Okay.
From Uganda to Nigeria.
You
What
just,
are being Nigerian about what? I just want to congratulate him.
thank you. So
I don't have more to talk. I don't have much to talk. Let me say like that.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I just want to greet all of you people.
Thank you. We
Both
appreciate
is
it.
that they do not ask for a song, not so? So I just want to greet all of you in the studio.
Thank you very much.
Shukran.
I mean, this is like, in events, people will tell you, I don't have much to say. And then they take
One
1
hour.
hour. These people are there. Anyway, we've come to the end of the show, and thank you very much for following 8:15 p.m. MC Cass Owakabi. And of course, I wish comedy is like music where you do collaborations. I would want to do one with him, but collabo no day. I don't know, but it's okay.
Somebody was telling, I think collaboration exists in comedy.
Capital, good evening.
Good evening to you. How are you?
We are good. How are you? You're the last call of tonight.
Thank you. Ricky, I really appreciate you bringing this old guy from that side of Northern Uganda to farm in the city. This is Bosco.
Oh, Aru Junction.
Yeah, my guy.
Welcome, man.
That place has chicken. The chicken at a Rujaksho is like the chicken.
I mean, the taste is different.
Like it does gym.
What's up? Tell Ricky, I'm welcoming him this side of ours for a Christmas venue. If possible, he can make it. Because I was been welcoming him almost 2 years, and I don't see them even a single guy from Capital reaching this side.
Listen,
so give my invitation to Ricky.
I'm going to make it simple for you. I am packing Ricky in my bag, and I'm bringing him. The delivery, the package is coming.
That is good. Anyway, let me try to lock them.
Yes.
Yes, please. Atiema Bay, Tinining. Hey,
anyway, okay, Ricky, we are just greeting. There's nothing else apart from that. I know you are lost, my people.
It's okay. Thank you very much, Bosco.
All right, so I wanted to ask my guy, what exactly have you heard or have you seen with this comedian of ours within the country, mostly in Juba, which you feel like they have not even to do it anymore because it's making them to click the cycle with at times in East Africa or abroad, because it's like 2 to 3 comedians which are hitting East Africa, but the majority of them, they are not having the smartphone, as you said. But what exactly have you heard from them?
Okay, fine. Thank you. Let me answer that. One thing going to make it clear is I didn't say comedians here don't have smartphone.
Yeah.
I didn't say. I just mentioned. I said in other places you go, other comedians don't even have smartphones.
Yeah.
And they want to be big. So the thing is, I think for me, if there's just something I would love to throw, the boys here are actually doing well.
Yeah.
But if they have to do something else, I would say maybe they work on branding. Yes, branding involves a lot of things. 1, how you trade. 2, how you present yourself in public. The level of smartness and all that. And then 3, like I mentioned, I think it's okay to do comedy in the local language. Very, very okay. Okay?
Yeah.
But for the bigger part of it, we should, I think, look at English. If your target is other places out there.
If you're aiming to go out.
Because I can tell you, when you go to Nigeria, you won't use Arabic and get a lot of laughters. I doubt if you get many people. If you go to Uganda, for instance, and you use Arabic, I don't think you'd get a lot of laughters. You'd get, but not a lot, okay? Yet in actual sense, you're actually more funnier. So their languages. I've ever been invited to go and perform in Congo, Congo Brazzaville.
Yeah.
Yes, they invited me like twice, but I've been turning it down. Why? Because of French.
Yeah.
And the last time the guy called me, I said, I need to watch a lot of videos of other people who've performed at your show so I can have an idea of what I am able to do. Because yes, there's love for the money. Somebody calls you for the money is good, you go and perform, but the next time they won't call you again. Why? Because you've not lived up to people's expectation. And that comes because you've not studied the crowd. Probably you went doing your English.
You have a fear of flopping
the first
somewhere.
time I was in Rwanda, actually, that pressure hit me because they told me Rwandese do French, Rwandese do Kinyarwanda, and a few of them do English. So the show I went to, I asked the guy to first give me videos of the other guys who performed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there was no videos. They do the show, but they don't record their shows.
Not even on YouTube.
Yes, reason is they don't want people who've not attended the show to watch. Yes.
Oh.
So, but I asked him several times. I said, "Is it really an English show?" He said, "Yo, almost every comedian who comes here have been doing English." So I had to call Eric Omondi and ask him. I said, "Your experience in Rwanda, how was it?" It's like, "Yo, man, Rwanda is good. They've people who love comedy, they're very attentive." I said, "Did you do Kiswahili?" He said, "No. Every time I go, it's English." So I'm like, "Okay, wow, cool. I think that means we are on the same page." Yeah, so basically, I think looking at a unifying language, because comedy is communication at the end of the day. People are not going to listen to your story. They're not going to laugh unless you're communicating in the language they understand. Yes. I had that pressure when I was doing my transition from Acholi to English. The jokes I would bang in Acholi, you drop a joke and people laugh
Properly.
The same joke you drop in English, you don't get laughs. I was like, maybe I'm not funny in English. I am funny in Luo. And I just got to realize with time that it is the confidence. When you're delivering in actually, it's your language. You have the confidence, you have the expression, but you know English. You are also looking for the words in your brain.
And grammar.
Yes.
Somebody was telling me, actually, if you're answering exams, go back, translate English to your local language.
Exactly.
That's when you get the answer.
Yes. So for me, I started realizing slowly that let me first reverse this back. The same way I do it here, I need to get the courage and the strength to deliver it in English and probably in the right grammar. So things started falling slowly in place, but it was really a process. It was really a process for me. Yeah.
Thank you, MC Kaso Wakabi, and of course it's been great having you right on Capital for the first time. And it's really one of the best things. You can say a word or two words to your fans before we say
a word
goodnight.
or two. I would just ask the people of South Sudan that comedy is part of life. Comedy is good for your health. People go through a lot of stress. We've had war here. We've had war back in northern Uganda. And I think one of the remedies that rectifies the mindset is getting a place to laugh.
Yeah.
Yes, we have people who are demanded by loans, landlord, heartbreaks.
And you guys, I think are okay. You people are not stressed. The comedians.
No, it's just that don't let your stress level get too high.
The comedians are equally stressed. Like me, there are times that I go on stage when I have my own stress. So how I relieve my stress is when I perform well and people laugh, I get off stage with a clear mind.
You're done. You've worked on your stress.
But if it doesn't work, there's no my problem continues. So basically, I want them to support the comedy industry, support the comedians in the easiest way you can. There are rich people here. If you see Wakil doing something good, don't keep just saying you're good, you're good. If you can buy him an air ticket to go and perform in Nigeria, buy him. Let the boy go and try his talent. He'll remember one day that Ricky put a stone on my foundation. You know, let's learn to, practice some of this support. And then also for the comedians, I think we need to network more. We need to look out for people out there who are in the same field that we can share talents with and ask for opportunities. Opportunities don't come until maybe when you knock also. Sometimes people see you from a distance and their idea about you is quite different.
Yeah.
You just need to knock at their door and then avail yourself and go and execute. But apart from that, I want to say thank you to everybody who's loved my comedy, who's supported me, who've attended my shows. I appreciate my brother who brought me for the first time in South Sudan. Nelson. Yes, thank you so much. And yesterday, the Daniel Mwaka show, Daniel Mwaka and your team, thank you so much for inviting me back again. It's always love whenever I come here and I meet my brothers, I meet people who love comedy and what I do. It's a great, great pleasure networking and doing business with them. Tomorrow I'll be performing at... yes, it's called
Kilo Anna.
Kilo Anna.
Like
So
Tiko.
we will go and try Arabic there. If it fails... Yeah,
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much. The tallest Ugandan so far that I've seen. Very tall. You're South Sudanese. You need to look for your origin, man.
Go and trace the history.
I'm going to the ministry.
Your father.
I'm going to the Ministry of Registration. I think I need to go back with the national ID.
Well, thank you very much, Casey Jackson, watching Juma Hassan, and of course, Jopel Akera and Lukujo. Thank you very much for following us up on the Facebook page. 26 minutes, really good after it. IMC Kaz Awaka B. Let's put this song in a repeat, and coming out from your Matiang.
And don't forget, you can follow him on his YouTube, Facebook, and all the social platforms.
The Facebook is actually MC Cash, Cash with a K. MC space K-A-S-H.
Not the real money.
No, not the real money.
Before
I'm actually poor in real life. MC Cash Owakabi is O-W-A-K-A-B-I. And then YouTube is Laugh with Owakabi Comedy. And then Twitter is with Owakabi. Instagram, I'm everywhere. I'm even on TikTok.
Even WhatsApp channel nowadays.
Yes, WhatsApp, yes. So when you get to those pages, you get my official number for probably business or any other thing.
Business,
you can always
not
relate.
any other thing.
Yeah, it's basically
Also,
business.
any other thing is a business.
And any other thing that is business related is welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Capital FM 89.